extra phone.
Welcome.
Oh shit! Welcome to the first episode of whatever the fuck this is gonna be. I don't know what this is going to be, honestly. So, I bought a $60 microphone on Amazon because I happen to have the money to do so. And this one thought it was a bad investment, but I think it's a good one. And so because I got a microphone, I feel like I have to do something with it. And so here we are. I don't know if this is a podcast, if this is a conversation. I don't know if this is ever gonna be published or not, but welcome to the first episode with Margaret Laufenberg, my very sexy girlfriend. She's over here. She's only doing this to support me. Like, she would rather do anything else in the world than talk to a fucking microphone right now on a Friday night, but here she is. So welcome, Margaret.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here.
This is the same, this is the living room of our apartment, so she can't go anywhere else, so it is what it is. Alright.
Caught me in a trap.
So, just a little bit of background before we start, because I feel like I have to provide a little bit of background as to why the fuck you're still listening. I'm gonna give you, by the way, a lot of chances to bail out of this show. Like, if you're my friend and you're not listening to this anymore by now, and you're thinking oh yeah, this is cool, but I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing. I get you. You can. This is your first bailout. You can leave. I'll not be mad. But so if you want to stick around, this is how the show is gonna be. Let me spaz. I was fidgeting with my chair and she stopped me. Let me fidget. All right. So the point of all of this is that there's a lot of things that go on in my head, positive things, like a lot of ideas that I get, just sometimes stupid thoughts, sometimes more productive thoughts, but this poor girl over here has to endure most of them, and I found a way that I could probably bother some other people other than her, with my constant thoughts that, she has nothing to do with. But, yeah, so the only purpose of this is for me to kind of get out my crazy thoughts, basically, out there in the world, and talk about shit that I find interesting and stuff that it's actually educational. Like, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I have plenty of ideas. But yeah, I'm gonna start real strong, Margaret. Why exactly are you with me? Like, why? Don't give me the give me the real shit. Like, why are you with me?
I mean, you keep me in check. When I slack off, you make me feel like shit about it. So then it motivates me more to keep doing shit.
How is that? How is that a good thing, though?
It's a good thing because it keeps me from being the lazy introvert that I want to be. That I am inside.
Yeah.
And you keep me moving, keep me going.
So, do you think that being an introvert is something negative?
Not necessarily, but a lot of times.
You gotta talk into it.
Shut the fuck up.
Because if not, it won't record you. Like, I'm telling you. I'm sorry.
I forgot what we were talking about.
I was asking you if you think that being an introvert is a negative thing.
Oh, being an introvert is not a bad thing at all. It's just with times like this where there is less and less reason to go outside and go do something and go grocery shopping, go to the gym, go do something that you interact with people with, basically. With these times that you just have little motivation, I don't know. Like,
do you feel that now more than ever, people are not connecting anymore, and you're using that as an excuse to hey, everyone's doing nothing, nobody's meeting anybody?
In a way, yes.
I get to stay home all the time.
In a way, yeah. I definitely take advantage of it and utilize it a little more and enjoy it because I don't like people that much. But
that's a bold statement, but
just
I like animals more than
I don't like
humans.
Trying to make new friends. I don't like like, it's hard to meet new people.
So for the people that don't know her, she doesn't mean what she says. She is looking for friends desperately.
I am looking
We're
for
both
friends,
looking
but
for
like,
friends.
I don't like the process of making friends. I'm not saying I don't want friends. I'm saying, like, I don't like the process that you have to go through in order to make friends. Like, you ask anybody,
Yeah.
and all of your friends you met at school, you met at work, or you met at some sporting event, or like a sport you used to play. But there's rarely like an in-between when you have friends, you know?
Right.
It's either a work friend, a school friend, or something along the lines of the same type of thing.
Yeah.
And so now, when we're not going to work, we're not going to school, we can't do extracurricular activities in general, how the hell are you supposed to make friends?
Yeah, exactly. And brings a good topic up. I had this list of things that I wanted to list that was things I wish I was aware of as a kid. And the fact that this is one of the things, like, making friends after college is like you become super selective, because friends are people that usually have passed through many like sad and happy times, you know, like you have experienced a lot with them. And right now, like, most of the friends that we're looking at are people that we've known in the past but maybe not interacted with as a friend. And now we finally get to do it, like with Chad and Claire. Like, we kind of knew them. Mm-hmm. I knew them, but we didn't hang out that much. Or, you know, it doesn't, like, I don't know. For me, it's very hard to imagine, like, building another friendship. Or if it is, like, it will have to take time, you know? It'll have to take time, like, to make another friend that I can consider, like, a close friend, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just how do you make a close connection when you don't have close quarters with anybody? Like, my best friends I met at like a summer seminar before we went to college, where we were all staying in the same little like dorm area, and we were all going the same places together, where like you were forced to kind of be friends, you know? Like, it happened naturally, but like it still was kind of like a forced thing. Yeah,
totally. And I also feel like during these times it was weird. A lot of people got antisocial. Like, a lot of people like you, basically. Not antisocial, but like, hey, I'm going to limit human interaction as much as possible. And then there was me, and I was like, instead of getting new friends, because you asked me like, hey, what would you do? What does it take for you to become friends with somebody? And I discovered that passing through hard times together is usually what gives me the confidence of calling somebody like a true friend. So I was thinking, because everybody's going through the same tough situation right now in the world, I kind of feel more compassionate towards a lot of people. Like, I don't know how to tell you, like, I allow a lot of shit to pass from certain people that I would never before. Like, or I don't get as frustrated with certain people, or I don't care about certain things, just because I know that everybody's hurting. And I'm trying to always have like a nice social interaction at the grocery store, at the barbershop. I try to actually, like, I do the opposite. Like, if ever, I'm more extroverted than ever, because everybody else is kind of more introverted, you know? So I feel like, hey, I can start a conversation. And sometimes people answer, but sometimes people don't want to have anything to do with you. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of a bit of a sad of a start, but it's what I feel it's happening right now, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I don't have any rebuttal, though. Sorry.
That's all right. All right, so I don't know what other things I can preface this whole fucking podcast about, but yeah. So thank you again for coming, and we can actually start getting into it. The first thing that I wanted to talk about today was an immigrant's dream. So I don't remember writing most of this stuff, but so okay, so let me ask you this. This is the first time that you're kind of moving very far away from home.
Yeah.
And human beings, we have this tendency to believe that, you know, when we're going to move, we're going to, like, suddenly our problems are going to disappear. We're always moving to another city because why? Because we think that city is better, because we got a job that's better. You know, we always move around and we look for something better. Like, there's not a lot of times when you have to move or you have to, like, change something because it's worse, you know? Or even then, you know, you like to tell yourself, hey, I don't know. I like to move. Like everybody says, hey, we're gonna go to United States. In Europe, like they say, we're gonna go to United States because everything's better there. Do you think that moving from like whatever South Carolina, Georgia, where we used to live, to Chicago, has solved those problems, or what's your opinion like? I don't know if the question makes sense. I feel like, do you feel like moving has like met your expectations as to what you were going to resolve by moving? Because we only
no,
no,
not at all, no. I personally, the whole virus and COVID and everything just ruined our entire city and living experience.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we are living downtown Chicago. We are 2 blocks from Wrigley Field. We're so close to all these things that are like Chicago staples. But we can't do anything. We can't go into Wrigley Field. We can't go watch a baseball game.
Yeah.
We can't go to a restaurant. We can't go to the beach. The beach is closed still. We can't do all these things that we were expecting to be able to do when we decided we were going to move here.
Right.
And it sucks because it's making me not want to live in the city anymore, because this dynamic that we have now where we don't get to go to restaurants, or if we do, we have to wear a mask, or we can't go to the freaking baseball games even though it's an outdoor stadium. Like, I don't get that. But
yeah, some people
it's
might
just, I would love,
frustrated over that.
I don't know.
No, it's good.
I
don't give a fuck.
I would love for us to actually be able to get the experience that we had last summer and earlier, like right before COVID started.
Yeah.
Because we were here in February and everything was still cool. We could still go everywhere and there was no masks just yet. Like, we were like a week and a half before. Because I remember when we were flying here to look for an apartment, they had just warned us that COVID was starting to go around, and they told us to wear masks when flying. And I couldn't find any masks anywhere, because that was like the beginning of it, where everybody was buying out the stupid masks from CVS and
yeah, I remember
all that. And we couldn't. We just kind of went along without. Without any precautions, and we could still go to like a rooftop bar, or we could still go do whatever we want to do, basically, and we can't do that now. Like,
yeah, I get you.
We can't, and I think it really, I don't know. It's just right now, based on what like our lifestyle now, and how we're working from home, and we're mostly just in the house together. Like, it just makes me want to get a bigger house in the suburbs, or wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, out in the woods, on the beach. I don't care. Somewhere that has land, but like, this is just being cooped up in the house, especially going from such a big house and yard and garden and neighborhood in the beginning of COVID to this restricting no outdoor area apartment. It's definitely taking a toll on like my city life living.
Yeah.
And it sucks, because I really I really wanted to like stay in the city for a decent like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Just to like get that part of my life over with when I'm youngest and like most prime. So,
do you think that if, let's say that for example, COVID finally, gets a cure, it's a vaccine or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I ain't getting that, but I'll talk about that later. But let's say, I don't know, let's say that they figure out a way and everything goes back to normal, which it's never gonna be. Like, let's just say that we're going to all have access to all the stuff that we used to do. Okay, I don't know how that's gonna look like. I don't know if it's gonna be a vaccine. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. But let's say that we all have access to the same stuff. Would you say that city living would be better?
I think so. I think we would have more access to just the everyday activities in Chicago. Mm-hmm. For the longest time, they weren't even letting us like walk to the lake park. Yeah. And they would tell us to go home because there was COVID, and we're like, wait, why?
Yeah.
Why? So I don't know, because COVID really ruined a lot for me. Especially being in such a high populated area. Like, you're never going to be able to go into an auditorium again and feel comfortable if it's packed.
Right.
You're never Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care if COVID isn't a thing anymore. You're still going to be uncomfortable when there's people packed into an auditorium.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The high popularity of the city life just makes me want to go live in a less populated area where we can just go do our things now without having to worry about any of the precautions that we're supposed to take.
Yeah.
You know, like we get dirty looks for not wearing a mask walking down the street.
Yeah. Okay.
Because-
So I feel like that needs to be said. Like, so we don't wear a mask on the street, and I know that
We are not anti-mask.
we're not anti-mask, but the thing is, we don't wear it when because there's not many people on the sidewalk, and whenever we encounter somebody else, we go on one side, they go on one side, and the reason is we don't get so much clean air when we're inside a home, and when you're outside, you gotta get some of that clean air, some of that fresh air, and of course you gotta be safe and not put other people at risk or put yourself at risk. But if we feel like there's a lot of people on the sidewalk, which only happens if you're downtown Chicago basically, then yeah, we would put on a mask. But on a normal situation outside, we wouldn't, because we can keep 6 feet apart from everybody.
Yeah,
So we're not against the rules. We're just, hey, we're going to not put on a mask, but we're not gonna endanger you either. We're gonna be trying to be as careful.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it is.
It explains it pretty well. I mean, I'm all good with wearing a mask indoors where we need to, like grocery stores, restaurants.
Yeah, and also I'm not against people that wear it. Like if you
No.
wear it, then that's good on you. You feel safer, and you also do increase the chances of not, passing it or getting it passed to you.
It's just this dynamic that we've established as this. I don't know what this American country is now, but
Ooh, let's get into that
this
shit.
dynamic that we've established to where everything is everybody else's fault. So like you could be walking down the street wearing a mask, and then you see somebody not wearing a mask, and automatically in your head you're like, why aren't they wearing a mask?
Yeah.
It's
You
just
see somebody not wearing a mask, and you categorize them as 10 other things as well.
exactly you categorize them as anti-maskers who are gonna try and endanger you.
Yeah.
That's the dynamic, and
Yeah.
and everything is somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
All the other, I don't know.
It's not. You're right. Like, I feel that sometimes we get bad looks, and then we get categorized like, okay, who wouldn't wear a mask in this country? And I'm not offending anybody, but most likely conservatives and Republicans wouldn't wear a mask, and the Democrats would wear a mask because they, the Republicans were in favor, the Republican Party was in favor of opening stuff. Whatever. It's stupid. What my point is I'm not trying to get into politics. My point is oh, you're not wearing a mask, you must be a Republican, you must like this, you must like that. Or, oh, you're wearing a mask, oh, you gotta be a Democrat and whatever. It's in America, I just believe that the problem has become we tag and we identify people, and we identify ourselves with ideologies a lot more than we identify ourselves with the way we treat each other,
Yeah.
And I'm saying we, although I'm not an American, but it's because I'm living amongst Americans and I'm part of the society, but I feel like that's what it is,
Americans just judge way too quickly, in general.
Yeah, I feel
in general.
I
do it too. I subconsciously, not subconsciously, it's pretty conscious, but I in the back of my head, I can't function in this mask world right now because my eyes give away everything.
Yeah.
Because I judge people all the time in my head.
Yeah.
I don't vocalize anything. I don't actually I'm not a mean person about it, but I mentally judge people all the time. And everybody else does too. It's just some people are a little more vocal with it than others.
Definitely. And yeah, I don't know. You know me well, and you know the amount of times that people have tried to get into debates with me about all this, about masks and about, what we identify with in America and what everybody feels is right and wrong, and everything somehow turns to politics, and it's fucking BS because, what does politics have to do with a virus? Why I would, I think everybody, what soccer is in Europe, or football, better said, is politics here. People get so identified with soccer teams in Europe that they have hooligans. They have people that burn it, beat each other up, they kill each other over soccer, dude. You know, like you get so fanatic, and it's like team mentality, you know, mob mentality. And it's the same here, you know. The country is like, yeah, you're either like this or you like that, you know. There's no middle. And if you're in the middle, like if you happen to be not left, not right, then you happen to be in the middle, like I am, then you get shit for it. You're like, oh, you're weak, you don't know what you're doing. And I just feel like people associate themselves, like I said again, with ideologies rather than who they really are. Like they need politics, they need this thing to identify themselves as something, you know. It gives them like an identity to be the Republican or the Democrat, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this and I'm part of a society.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you know best, you know, like like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when basic like human. I don't want to say rights. It's like standards, I guess. Basic like.
Yeah, basic
human standards.
Human living standards.
I don't know when basic human standards became political, and I don't know why.
Well, since
like,
forever.
But
since like old empires that started enslaving people and started using people and having society scales, like it has been for a while. But you'd think by now we would sort of move away from that.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean,
like, hey, human rights are for everybody, no matter who you are. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's like Edward Snowden, like we were listening the other day. If he was to get caught and brought to America, he would be tried under the Espionage Act, which will not allow him like a fair trial. Mm-hmm. So the United States states that, hey, everybody should be treated the same, unless. And then there's a lot of categories. I don't get the same rights, and I'm on the same land.
There are way too many unlesses in those United States.
Exactly,
rules.
exactly. And just for the kid, like I love like this country, and I love whatever. Like if not, I wouldn't be here. Like I'm not the kind of person to stay here and talk shit about things. I love the country, and I just I love to see it thrive. You know.
But it's also corruption is everywhere, so it's not
it's all around the world.
And it's not like we're targeting.
Yeah, and
we're just talking about what's present in our society now.
Again, moving does not solve all of your problems. There's no place on this earth that you can move to and say, fuck, this is the perfect place. Like, all the politicians are not cruel. They're not like in it for the money. The society is all wealthy. There's low unemployment. And everything is fine and our privacy is intact and there's always going to be something wrong about the place that you live in. If it's not about the country, it's about the city. If it's not the city, it's your neighborhood. If not, it's your neighbor. It's your neighborhood's being an ass. Your neighbor's being an ass. So we're not talking shit about American specific. We're just talking shit, you know.
Yep.
I mean, one place to move to would be Estonia. Mm-hmm. What about that place, man?
I don't even know enough about it right now to talk about it. I just know that I want to go there one day. We watched a documentary one day. I don't remember what it was.
Estonia.
But it was talking about how Estonia is the most technologically advanced country in the world right now. Or in Europe.
I'm pretty sure it's in Europe. I don't know if it's in the world because Japan has a pretty good go at it.
But I'm pretty sure like the scale has a big difference because the population between Estonia and Japan is very different.
Yeah.
But Estonia runs on
like if you're asking the kind of technology, there's a little automatic cab that like it's an Uber and it picks up like 4 people and it looks like a telephone booth.
Like
and
Black Mirror shit.
Yeah, like Estonia's Black Mirror stuff. Like straight up.
So they established like a I guess credit system or an account system, profile system. I'm not really sure. It's like our social security numbers, but nobody can steal it. It's your number for everything. It's your number for your dental, your insurance, your car insurance, your credit cards, like literally everything that you would use all these separate cards for in the US and everywhere else. They just have one code that you use, and that is your code. That is your personalized like profile that has all of your information behind it, and not a single person can steal it because of like how complex the system is. And
not really. Everyone can steal it. Like remember they had it. All the numbers are public. You cannot do anything with the number. The number in itself. So this is the concept. The idea that social security exists and why is it stupid? So you're putting the entire life of a person within a code that anybody that has access to it can pretty much fuck up your life. So that is very, very stupid and traditional and old, and there's just no use for it, okay? I'm never getting my nationality talking about this country like that. Anyways, I'm just trying to improve stuff. Anyways, so Social Security, somebody gets your Social Security, they can open up cards on your name, they can do whatever the fuck they want. In Estonia, with this number, you cannot do shit with the number. You need so many other things. It's just a number. It's like a name, you know? Everyone knows your name. Everyone knows that number.
They're like in the documentary, one of the guys that they interviewed, he actually gave us the number and they put it on the screen.
Yeah, they put it on the screen.
Because they proved that you can't do anything with it. Like, you can have anybody else's number, but since you're not that person, you can't do anything. Like, you can't steal their identity, you can't steal their credit, you can't spend their money. Like, it's all personalized for that specific person, and there's like no hacking into it.
Yeah, and whatever. It's a socialist-ish country, and all while I was watching it, I was wondering about the same thing. Yeah, what about the privacy? What about like your information? What about your data? Probably the government knows everything and anything about you, and it's not like that. They have this system where you select the amount of information, and I might be wrong because we watched this a while ago, but I'm close to it, so don't quote me on it, but you can look it up. So you can basically decide how much information the government has on you, and based on that you do receive certain like benefits. You know, it's kind of like advertising. You know, you give up a bit of information and then you get advertising that fits whatever your interests are. It's kind of like that too. So you're not restricted from anything, but giving your data to the government is seen as a important thing and not as a requirement like it is in the United States. I mean, in the United States, you give your information for everything, and it's all, you know, going to the government, whoever needs it, and the government can take that information whatever they want. Whereas in Estonia, they cannot. You are the sole proprietor of your data and your information, and you decide what you want to do with it. Mm-hmm. But the people are very quiet, and they don't like people that speak. Like, you would see how that's a problem, right? you would see how that is a problem. I don't know. Maybe I need to go there and learn how to not speak for a while. Also, I hate to do this, but you're gonna have to keep the show for yourself because I gotta pee. So,
no, you gotta pause it. I gotta pee.
Well, then we're gonna pause it and we're gonna be back in a second.
I was literally. Oh.
You fucked it up. You fucked up the ASMR.
I hope you spilled beer on the microphone.
You're welcome, gentlemen. And gentlewomen.
How do you even drink that?
Alright, we're back. So, alright, so this is a crazy thing that I read today. And it's about an immigrant woman. She was born, I think, in the United States. Don't remember the exact details. But ICE, the people that deport people, that's their job. They deport people. They almost deported an immigrant woman, and she says she got unwanted surgery while detained. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I read into it, and she basically got a gynecological like procedure and an unwanted hysterectomy. You probably know what that is better than I am. I don't know what a hysterectomy is, and I'm sorry about that. But so it says, as explosive allegations were coming to light about immigrant women who say they've been subjected to unwanted hysterectomies and other gynecological procedures, one of those detainees was put on a plane back to her home country. So apparently this article goes on to speak about how there's so many different cases of this happening, like women that, and this happened in Georgia in one of the ICE.
So for the scientific definition, a hysterectomy is the removal of the uterus.
Oh, so basically like becoming unfertile, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it talks about how various women reported a lot of procedures that were done to like prevent them from having kids. And apparently, like, you know, they denied everything, but there's been like a lot of different women that came about, like, it says Bingham is one of a growing number of immigrant women complaining about care they received while they were held at the privately operated Irwin County Detention Center in Georgia, United States. The fuck's up with that?
More corruption?
Why do you think there's such a backlash against, like, against immigrants in general? Like, I do understand it. Whenever this comes up, I do say it. You know, like, I understand that your country cannot accept people from everywhere because, for some, you know, that's just not. It would be cool if every country and would accept everybody and there would be no borders, but because of the way the world is, you cannot just accept everybody into your country. I get that. I understand that. I feel like there's a process that has to be done. But at the end of the day, you look at somebody and you perform a hysterectomy and you mutilate them, basically. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the kind of stuff that countries that you go to war against do. These are the third world countries, you know, there's countries in Africa that mutilate the genitalia of the women. This is dark shit. Like, they from a young age, you know, they get burned, they get, you know, I don't even want to get into it because I don't know everything about it, but, you know, countries that are not an example for America are doing the kind of things that not America, you know, certain people, certain groups in America are doing, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily have a lot to say about this specific topic because there's just too many things that are unsure, too many things I don't know, there's just too many factors.
No, I get it. I get it.
I don't have a strong opinion about it. Like, obviously, I'm really fucking pissed because if anybody did that to me, bro, if I was 22 and I got locked in a detainee, whatever, place, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't have words for what's happening because I don't. It's unspeakable. Like, I'm speechless at the fact that this was actually happening. That against women's will, that they were going to that they're just taking away basically not their entire womanhood, but taking away something that is not theirs for the taking in any sense.
It says, you know, since then independent lawyers for several other women have come forward with similar allegations.
I don't understand why or how, in any way, shape, or form, somebody would think that was okay. Like, I don't know who the fuck said, yeah, go ahead, do that. Because
it's just messed up, and I feel like it represents
inhumane.
It's
inhumane.
And I want to
say, give somebody a procedure against their will, regardless of what it is. If it was you and you got a vasectomy, against your will,
it'd be fucking crazy.
It's inhumane. Everybody has rights to their own fucking body.
Yeah, this is. I don't want to take away from this. Like, it's crazy that this woman had to go through that.
You don't need to be this close to the microphone.
I know. It's crazy that this woman had to go through that. You know?
I'm speechless. It's inhumane.
It doesn't matter if it's an immigrant. If it would be like American, any woman, man. Yeah, against their will. You know?
Americans are just pissed off at immigrants because they work harder than we do. That's all. They're just pissed off because immigrants came in, started doing the jobs that everybody else was doing too, and then they did it better. And they're like, oh shit, fuck those people. Like I said, back to where we talked about before, that everything is somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
We have this blame mentality where we can't take responsibility or take ownership for our own actions.
Yeah. That
everything that goes wrong in everybody's life, like Karen who loses her fucking shit at Chick-fil-A because her nuggets weren't in the bag, that's somebody else's fault. It's not her fault for being a bitch.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm just making up a story, but we have this mentality to blame everybody else, and it's the same.
And
it's the same.
and this is like a small thing that I wanted to add because it makes so much sense with what you're saying. Like we're blaming and we're like telling immigrants this and that. Mm-hmm. Well, Richard Nixon, the 37th president of the United States, he was a Republican president, and he was actually like in charge of. He basically passed a law or an act, I don't remember exactly what, that allowed so many people from Mexico to immigrate into the United States. He opened up the borders. A Republican president. Well, people don't know that, the party switched and everything.
I was going to say, what year did the party switch?
Yeah, I think he served from like 69 to 74. But I'm not sure. He was also vice president and whatever, but I'm not sure, when this party switched. Anyways, my point is, from the early 70s to 2020, suddenly like, oh, we're not going to close the doors. We're now not allowing anybody, I feel like you allowed someone, like the United States allowed so many people in during the 70s or whatever, and they all came in, and thank God, and that's how it should be. And right now, like, they're closing the borders, and I feel like it's a mistake.
I think it is too.
I feel like it really is a mistake, Like, again, I'm not for illegal immigration, whatever. I'm not for the way that illegal immigrants are being treated in cages either. But I do feel like United States is like impossible to like stay here right now. It's hard.
There's no reason to treat somebody from literally, if you go to Texas and the border of Mexico's like,
yeah,
bro, you treat somebody who lives 20 feet away from you just because they're on another side of a line. Yeah. You have to treat them like they're animals.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about a world that would have no borders. Now, it's a dream. It's a utopia, Marg. It's a something that would be called like, oh, you're young and naive and whatever. But I honestly believe that if there would be such thing as a world with no borders where everybody could go around. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother to make you bored. I do believe that if there would be a world where there would be no borders, then I do believe that everything would turn out a lot better, and everyone would be more loving, more kind, more compassionate, and everyone would know everybody. Because hate rises as a factor of fear, and fear is usually as a response to something we don't know. We see other cultures, we see other kinds of ways. You go to Africa, people do stuff differently. You go to America, people do stuff in a totally different manner, and we're afraid of differences and change. And that is mainly because of borders. It's so hard to go from country to country. I'm not saying live in it, but merely visiting another country sometimes requires you visas. And like, how fucking stupid does it sound that we are nothing compared against the earth, like the planet, like take population is just like a part of the earth is like gigantic, and somehow we've decided that we're gonna make the rules and divide up the countries and say, hey, you can walk this far. Like, we are being, especially during COVID, we're being told, hey, there's places on this earth that you're not allowed to go to. And like, who the fuck decided that? Like, I want to talk to whoever fucking got here first. If they told me that, then I'll listen. But like, you're like, yeah, you cannot fly, you cannot go to these places. What do you mean I cannot go to this place? Like,
the human race just got too entitled.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you cannot be in this place for more than 3 months. Why? Like, and that's what I'm talking about. It's about team mentality, and I do believe, like, this is what my predictions are. No matter who comes out in November, universal basic universal income, whatever, it's gonna be a thing. Borders are over the next 50, 100 years, whatever, they're going to be no more. And I do feel it's gonna happen.
To me, not the microphone.
And I do feel like it's going to happen. But yeah, dark shit. Anyways, when's the pizza? We ordered the pizza and it's on the way. Pizza, wings, and because the Lakers are playing tonight and they're playing the Nuggets and they're gonna destroy them.
It's Friday night.
My man LeBron.
There's a game at Wrigley. Even though nobody is allowed in the fucking stadium, there's still traffic when there are games. I don't understand. Because nobody's allowed to go to the games.
Well, everyone's going either to the rooftops next to it or to the bars. There's a lot of... You saw the people at the bars.
But still, there shouldn't be that much parking issues.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be that many people
They're
drinking and driving after they do that.
Yeah, instead of putting them on a stadium where we can put like a seat in between each other, we're gonna stuff them all into bars and rooftops.
So, if you've never been to Chicago, right around the border of Wrigley Field, there are houses that reach the top of Wrigley. So essentially these houses they bought and turned them into bars and restaurants, and then they put like bleacher seats up at on the roof. So then they started selling tickets so that you could see...
You can watch the fucking game.
You can watch the game from outside the game while getting service with nice food.
So how dumb
drinks.
is that? A bar could do that, and I'm sorry that... Like, how dumb is it? Like, I'm gonna forget it. Like, how dumb is it? A bar that's literally 10 feet away can do it. But a fucking stadium can't.
But the whole stadium is outdoors, open air. All you gotta do is put a couple seats in between each party, each person, and problem solved. But we're just gonna stuff people in bars where they're not even gonna follow COVID restrictions anyway because they're too young to even be aware of it. Like, I don't understand that there are like some things that are stricter than others when it comes to the virus, and some things that are just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, there are some places where I'm like, wait, like, I was looking at, trying to get a tattoo, right?
Right.
Because, I've been trying to get a tattoo, so I've been looking at, like, tattoo Instagrams and, websites and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, looking at it, and I'm like, what is on all those people's faces? Because I'm looking at people's, like, tattoos and, like, pictures of tattoos, and, like, the artists are sharing their art and shit. And, I've completely, as I got into the tattoo world, I completely forgot that we're supposed to wear masks. And I'm like, oh, shit. When I go get a tattoo, I gotta fucking wear a mask. And it just didn't even register that was one of the things that I had to wear a mask for. Obviously, now that I'm aware of it, I'm like, of course I have to wear a mask while getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, it's almost a medical procedure.
Yeah, exactly.
But, it just didn't even dawn on me that we should wear a mask when you're getting a tattoo because you're literally as close as we are right now, but this person is also poking you with a needle and making you bleed.
It's what it is.
It's just frustrating because like I said, some things are more strict than others.
Yeah.
Like they're still regulating the amount of people in the park by the lake. But, some of the restaurants, we can go without a mask. And I'm like, wait.
Do you know what the craziest thing is?
What's happening here?
Everybody's for freedom in this country, and everybody's just giving it up. Nobody has, there's, if you're in a COVID protest, you're automatically a douchebag. Because if you're, protesting, hey, let's open up businesses, and hey, let's do this, and let's get the economy going, because there's people that don't have fucking money, because they need to fucking work. And California, we heard from Joe Rogan.
American benefit system failed the fuck out of me, this virus, just so we know.
Well, no, it didn't. That's because you're dependent on your parents.
But it still failed the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be independent. And the fact that my parents registered at me as a dependent just a few months before this happened automatically makes it so that I get no benefits in living situations.
Yeah, because you were dependent before COVID, and that's when they filed.
But see, that's the thing, is now my parents need me the fuck off of their money. Yeah. They need to start saving for themselves. They don't need me there. Yeah. They need to get me off of them. And I can't fucking afford to do shit.
It's okay.
I got no money.
That's, no, but I have to say... I have to say that because...
but Mr. Vlad over here that filed his taxes.
No, we're not
publishing that one.
We're not saying anything about anything, but let's just say...
Vlad may have gotten...
Let's just say...
a nice little check in the mail. Won't say from who.
I got a letter from the White House. The one in Washington.
BS letter.
And I got it. I got the COVID. Well, I live here, and I just want to make it sure because I don't want to get in trouble. I might cut this out, but... Okay, I don't give a shit, but I count as a resident because I pay taxes in the United States and because I've earned money in the United States. Hence,
because I'm a dependent doesn't mean I don't pay taxes.
yeah, and I earned money in the United States the last year because I work, because I'm an immigrant, and that's what we do. We work. So I pay taxes, and because I pay taxes in the country, I qualified, and I'm not a dependent, unlike Miss Laufenberg, and so I got it. Anyways, that's probably gonna get cut out. Anyways,
Well, then I'm gonna say fuck you, Vlad Herescu.
Nah, I'm not cutting it out. All right.
Keep it in then.
Okay, so Margaret, I know this is gonna be quite of a cut, but we're just gonna talk until the food arrives. But let me just say to you this: like, I've been reading the book. Like, you see it on the table, and the call is the book. The book is called Atomic Habits. I had to double check because I never know if it's just habits or atomic habits. It's called Atomic Habits. And now I know that you're totally like not a person that follows any kind of structure throughout the day, and that's totally cool. Like, she's an adult that goes throughout life without a fucking structure ever. Like, she doesn't have a structure for shit.
I have a structure for our meal planning.
Yeah, she does, and she keeps them delicious. So apart from that, you don't do much, but I'm a hyper obsessive about this kind of stuff. So I have been reading about habits, and one of the things that came up, one of the techniques, and that came up in this book on like how to get better at habits was, hey, you already have so many habits that you automatically do without thinking. List them out, and then whatever habit you're trying to achieve, let's say reading, then you stack it onto another habit. That's called habit stacking. And basically, if in the morning you brush your teeth and then you water the plants, every single day you do that unconsciously, let's say, or feed the dog or whatever. You can say, okay, every morning that I feed the dog, after I feed the dog, I'm going to read 20 pages. So you don't have to like start reading in the middle of the day randomly. You will start reading at a specific time once you've already completed an automated task. So I think that's very interesting. I just wanted to like share that with like, I don't know, I think it will be beneficial for everybody. I don't remember the name of the author. Just search Atomic Habits, the book. Get it. It's good. So that's what it was talking about. It was talking about like, hey, do certain things that you probably want to start doing and tie them to habits that you're already having. And I was thinking, and I started doing that a lot with reading. Like, I wake up every morning, and the first thing I do, I try to do something selfless. And I water the plants. Before I do anything else, before I check social media, I go to the bathroom, take a piss, come back out, water every single one of the plants, check on how they're doing. And then I do my morning routine, my morning meditation, whatever. And so what I was talking about is that once I'm done with the plants, I'll do my meditation. Once I'm done with the meditation, bam, the book is already open. And I've added like reading to my morning routine, where before I could never read in the morning. Mm-hmm. Now I know that you're not a person of intentional habit, and we all fall prey to habits, good and bad ones. I'm not saying that there's good and bad ones, but what's one habit that you'd like to maybe add or even maybe subtract from? Well, let's talk about adding. What's the kind of habit that you would like to add, if there's any? Maybe you don't have, maybe you're completely happy. What's a habit that you like to pick up and you cannot seem to get it? Drinking water.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, like, I know I have to, and I do, but not as often as I should, and I know I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's like a desire thing. I never want to drink water.
Yeah.
So I don't drink water because I don't want it. Like, I don't.
That's.
Like, I don't feel the craving for it. I don't.
Right.
Feel like I'm going to be satisfied if I drink the water, so I'm not going to drink the water.
Right.
So I'd like to drink water a lot more, but
it's crazy. Like, I'm not giving out advice. I'm only regurgitating what a book says, because the water example is given in the book. Mm-hmm. And so what they said is like, hey, for a habit to happen, you need a cue. Like, you need a visual cue. You need to see it. Mm-hmm. Then you have that like craving for it, mm-hmm. So you just said that you don't have a craving for it. It's because you don't see water. If you'd have, I bet it if you'd leave like bottles of water, one bottle of water, full bottle of water, like a smart water bottle, whatever, on the table, and one in the kitchen and one in the bedroom, you'd probably finish all three by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you don't have that craving. Same as with like sleeping. For me, the bedroom works to sleep because I only sleep there. So whenever I'm in there, the cue is sleep. So you could do the same with water, you know. And for everybody listening, I know this sounds stupid, but like just fill up like 4 bottles of water if you're trying to do that more, and just spread them around the house, and you will drink them because you keep running into them, you know. If it's there, you know, how many of us, and I'm the best example of that, I will not eat if you don't give me stuff to eat. Like the only reason why I'm eating good dinners is because of her. Because she loves to cook dinners, and I'm lucky that she likes to cook, and she cooks very well. And basically, if I wouldn't get dinner from her, I don't think I'd eat. And it was that all my life, you know. Put something in front of me and I'll eat it. Same with water. Put a bottle of water in front of me and I'll eat it. Put a good beer in front of me and I'll drink it too. So I'll drink to that. All right. Anyways, let's get into the stuff that people kind of want to hear, like that. What the fuck is up with trees? I won't go into trees. I'll go into trees the next time. Mike Tyson.
You shouldn't mention all the things you're going to talk about next, because then you spoil it.
If anybody's listening by now,
I'm just
like, I swear to God,
saying.
no, wait. If someone is listening right now, and this is like, I don't know, like almost an hour in, message me. I promise I'll send you $10. If you're listening by now, and you hear this message me, and I'll give you $10. Only the first person, because I don't want to get broke. Okay, I'll give you $10 just because you listened so far. Anyways,
It's probably gonna be Chad.
It is. I hope so. I don't even think they're gonna get that far in. Like, their stuff is 20 minutes.
Time.
Like, Chad and Claire are 2 friends that are traveling in a van in the United States, a super small van. You should check them out. Chad and Claire on YouTube.
Follow them, subscribe.
If you follow them, I'll give you another $10.
They have beautiful drone content.
They're the most genuine people I've ever met. They left everything and they bought a van, remodeled it, and they're traveling around the United States and they're vlogging everything. So they make like 20-minute videos, 22-minute videos, and we watch every single second of them.
Every single one?
Now, our stuff is like an hour long, and we're just fucking talking in a blue room in the middle of Chicago. So it's okay if they're not listening, but if you are, we really, really appreciate it.
He decided it was gonna be blue.
Well, let's fucking change it.
No, it's already the mode of this
okay.
podcast.
All right, so let's
Do a
finish it.
different color
Okay,
for
so
each
let's
podcast.
finish it with this. Let's finish it with this, because I feel like this is stretching for a bit, but I feel like, you know, I want to keep it relatively like within the hour. So there's questions, and everybody has questions, and the one thing that we've been asked, maybe not as often as we would think, but it's still a question that's in everyone's mind, is how do you maintain a relationship through quarantine? Let me start by mentioning that ever since December 27th, 2019, there hasn't been a single fucking night that I slept on my own.
That's not true. I went to
Vegas. Okay, didn't
And
you
you
go?
went to
No, you went in
Spain.
October or in February.
That was in October, and then you went to Spain.
But that's what I'm saying, December.
You said September.
December. So
December.
27th of December,
There you go.
I have been sleeping in the same place as you have been, and I've never slept alone since then. I have been with the same person in the house almost at all times every single day. And so has she. Mm-hmm. And I'm probably a lot harder to live with than she is to live with. She's very easy to live with. I'll go ahead and tell you that the only reason why I've been sticking around, it's because you look very, very good. I'm kidding. No, for me, like, through COVID, I feel like it has been easy to maintain what we have had, because you were there for me as a partner and not just as a girlfriend. Like, you were there for me when I had the tough moments, the good moments, and you supported me through it all. Like, it didn't matter if it was good or bad, you were the same towards me, and I felt like that was something that it's hard to find. And I'm not trying to be like all cutesy and shit, but I felt like
The microphone. Hold on, I think
we got the pizza and I was
Hello?
romantic. So she's finally back with the pizza. Okay, all right. I feel like we got
The
to.
podcast is over. We'll talk to you next time.
Wait, no, but I was just telling you that I love you. Okay, all right. We'll finish
love
it.
you
We'll finish
too.
it. Wait, we'll finish it. So, tell me how did we stick through COVID together? Which is a question of how do we stick together in general.
The main thing is when we become hyper aware of when we need when we need to be alone, when we need to go do something on our own.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go for a walk, I need to sit and watch Netflix all day, and you need to go somewhere else, or vice versa. I need to run errands all day, and you need to stay here. Sorry, I ran up the stairs.
Don't worry.
Just making sure that you establish that your independence. You know, we started to get a little cooped up in each other, that we almost lost who we were, like, independently, and then you just need to make sure that you have time for yourself. You can't be so absorbed in the other person that you don't have yourself as well. So
that's a beautiful answer. For me, it was just the fact that the future became so uncertain, and I was like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know what the future brings the next day. And because of COVID, everything changed, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to expect from the future, so I want to enjoy every single day that I can with you, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You never know. The fucking world is going to end. I'm betting, this is my bet, in less than 10 years, everything ends. 10 years, max. So because of that, you know, I kind of gave myself like a motive to enjoy every single day, and I realized that life could end at any point. Anything could happen at any point. So I love you, and that's why I stuck through it, because I feel like I learned to appreciate every single day with you.
I love you too.
Now I'm gonna go enjoy some pizza. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll probably be doing this again soon, and you'll probably hear from me soon. I don't know about her. Oh shit, this was red the whole fucking time. For the people that can't see, we just changed the color of the room. It's now red.
This is orange.
It's red on the motherfucking screen. Alright, it's red. So next time we're doing it in red. It's your boy Vlad, reporting live
Say goodbye already.
from Chicago.
God damn.
Till next time, arrivederci.